Hi, we are going to go over some instrument care basics today. So I know you're all excited to be starting your new string instrument. I remember how excited I was way back in the Stone Age when I was in fourth grade and I brought my viola home for the first time. So I wanted to give you some tips on how to keep your instrument safe because these instruments are very fragile and they're also very expensive. So we want to make sure we're taking the best care of our new friends that we possibly can. So I have a violin in my hand, but these tips apply to everyone. And the first thing, the most important thing is that your instrument is your responsibility. It is not your parents' responsibility. It's not your siblings' responsibility. It is your responsibility to keep it safe. Okay, so what that means is, unless you have someone in your family who plays a string instrument, so say you have an older brother who's in like middle school or high school and he's been in orchestra, well, he can help you with some stuff with your instrument probably if something goes wrong. But unless somebody in your family, I'm going to say it again, plays a string instrument and not like took violin lessons for 1 year 30 years ago, but plays a string instrument, they are not allowed to touch your instrument. All right, it is your responsibility because honestly, most of the stuff that I've seen go wrong with these instruments is because somebody in their family, a little sibling, an older sibling, your uncle, has just wanted to touch it and then something goes horribly wrong. So you are the master of your instrument. You can keep it safe. I trust you. Okay, so this instrument right here, if we're looking at it, all string instruments have this piece of wood right here, this lighter piece of wood. It's called the bridge. This bridge right here, it's not glued on, and it shouldn't be, right? They're never glued on. That's what's keeping the strings up, and it helps them make a good sound. So we protect that bridge. When we pick up our stringed instruments, we can grab them by the neck. All right? What else in life can you grab by the neck but a string instrument? So you're holding it, you can hold it by the neck, and you can tuck it under your arm, and that keeps it safe when you're carrying it around, right? We don't want to pick up our instrument like this because that would pull your strings and then your bridge could fall, right? If your bridge falls, it's not the end of the world. I can put it back up. It'll be okay. All right, but you can see how it would be kind of annoying if I had to fix everybody's bridge all the time. So we're going to protect our bridge and hold our instruments by the neck. You can do that with the cello as well. You can also grab it underneath here and around the neck, same for bass. You just want to make sure you've always got a good grip on it. Okay, item number 2. These pegs. Don't touch them. All right? Teachers can touch them. People who have been playing string instruments for a very long time could touch them. We use them to tune the instruments. But I see this multiple times a year. Somebody just turns that peg, string pops, right? Then the string breaks and we have to replace it. So if your string goes out of tune, you ask me to help you, and I can help you tune with these pegs. I can tune these pegs, but you're not going to try to turn them on your own because that's how strings break. Okay? And then kind of the last thing is that these instruments are wood, right? And one thing we know about wood is that wood does not like to get wet. So say your instrument's kind of grimy. It's got some fingerprints on it, right? That happens. Not a big deal. You can get it off by just rubbing your instrument with a nice dry cloth. So this is actually like a handkerchief. I bought it in a pack like at Target or something. Or you could also use, I've seen people use a sock. So say your sock gets lost in the dryer and then you only have one and you have like a mismatched pair. I've seen people use a nice soft sock. You want to make sure that it's like a cotton or a microfiber type cloth. And you can wipe your instrument with that. I have some rosin dust here on mine. I can wipe that off. But we don't want to use water or soap or like a wood cleaner spray that you would buy at the store, right? We're just going to use a dry cloth and get it off that way. If your instrument's really grimy, I do have some special instrument cleaner, but even that, I want to make sure you're not using a sketchy one. So you can always bring it to me and I can help you with that. Okay? So the main things about these instruments that you are responsible for keeping it safe. So make sure that you're holding it in a protected way. Make sure that you're not turning your pegs. And then make sure that you're just wiping it down with a dry cloth. And when you are not playing your instrument, please keep it in the case, especially violin and viola players. Okay, keep that instrument in the case and keep that case latched so that it's in its protected little home. For cello players, you might get a stand for your cello you could do, or for bass players, you can keep your instrument safe off in a corner. But please make sure that you are storing your instrument in a place where it is safe and protected.